would probably shoot you. I 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 would probably shoot you.
Okay, so what you're seeing there is a gentleman on my property, and I got there this morning. I knew they were going to be taking trees, and there were some trees that I had previously cut that they aren't going to take, but I want to make sure they didn't take them, so I had to go to the DMV to get my real ID. And oh, hang on, I just, let's just, come on. I would probably shoot you. 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 I would probably. Okay. So that's FEMA. That's the FEMA cleanup crews on my property, and I pointed out to them that I got some trees, and I tell everybody that's on my property that they're stealing my trees, and they tell me right away, we're not stealing your trees. You signed the ROE, and then, it's kind of crazy from there. Basically, what we're talking about in the ROE is right here. It's not rocket science here. And so me and my wife agreed that they would come in and that they would, we acknowledged that both wildfire-generated debris and hazard trees below must be removed, and that we cannot request for only wildfire-generated debris or only hazard trees to be removed unless the government, at its sole discretion, determines that property only contains, well, I don't even know what that means, but it says we cannot request for only wildfire trees generated. So does that mean they can come in and just steal everything on our property, And maybe it does. I don't know his name. Oh, here he is. Alan Pitts. There he is, right there. 10/18. This is a couple months after the fire started or whatever, And I was concerned that they were going to take my trees because I have a sawmill that I make money off those trees. I make from $1,000 to $3,000 to $5,000 per tree, and probably more like average of maybe $2,500 to $3,000. So they're taking 200 trees from me. So 189 to be exact. So let's just round it up to 200. So let's say $400,000, $600,000 worth of property from me, and I'm not supposed to say anything. And let's take a look at the Constitution here. Let's take a look at the Fifth Amendment. Let's see, what does the Fifth Amendment have to say? Fifth Amendment Takings Clause. Okay, so the Fifth Amendment's taking clause. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. This is exactly what they're doing. They're taking it for public use. Or I don't even think they're doing it for public use. I think they're doing it they're stealing it from the private landowners and the people that own the land, and they're giving it to selling it. I don't know, but I've heard lumber mills, the Chinese, from China, Chinese nationals are buying lumber. Who knows? Maybe they're starting fires just to get cheap lumber. If they've weaponized the wealth creation. If the forest fire starts and it can, and the U.S. Forest Service lets it burn like they've been doing, they stopped Cal Fire. According to Tom McClintock, our congressman, Cal Fire was prohibited from putting out and obstructed. They were putting them out. And U.S. Forest Service told them no, and now it's the greatest wealth creation scheme that the government came up with since they stole land from the Indians. So now, the United States has a history of stealing property from people that live on property. It doesn't matter that it was Native Americans or African Americans or whoever else, right? There's no color, it used to be, they used to just pick on, everybody that was a minority, because I guess they figured, I don't know, maybe they were racist, Now, it's not racial theft. It's just anybody. You know, if you got money, it's like the government has become organized criminals, and as you can see, they're not supposed to take property for public use without just compensation. And so they're in the clause that we signed here, in the actual. Oops, wrong folder. And the ROE here. Alan Pitt signed that ROE, okay. And so we agreed to let them take, what did we agree to let them take? Hold on a minute, you might have forgot already. Let's get into some,
Shoot you here. I would probably 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 shoot you here.
okay. So this is on my property there, and, I mean, there's hazard trees right there. There's a hazard tree right there. And, you know, they're doing nothing to those trees. Here's a hazard tree over here on my phone. Take a look at my phone here. So these trees here, see there's nothing, that's bark. About a quarter inch, you can see it right there, about a quarter inch to 3/16 to an eighth of an inch of bark. You scratch those with your fingernail and you get to the bark. There's nothing structurally wrong with those trees. And they're not ready to fall down immediately, or they'll probably wouldn't fall down for 10 years. And so they stole these trees against the contract, and which is really bad thing to do to fellow Americans. You know, right there. There it is. Yeah, right there. That is a hazard tree, right there. That is a hazard tree. You can see that tree. That tree can fall on somebody. They haven't taken that tree. They cut down the trees right next to it, but they leave the hazard trees. So don't tell me they're worried about public safety. This is a tree theft. This is the biggest tree theft. And if you question them about the tree theft, this is what they say. If you redress your grievance, your First Amendment right to free speech and redress your grievance.
I would probably shoot you here. 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 I would probably shoot you here.
That's what they do. That's the government now, and it's always been that way. They come in, they steal things. You know, they come in under the guise they're going to help people, and they want resources. They want land. They stole it from the Native Americans, and so you know, in Nazi Germany, you know, they came into the Jewish territories and they took the Jews' properties before they killed them. They started doing this in the 30s. And it took them, you know, before long, they were doing horrible things to them. I'm not saying that this is American citizen doing this to his own American people, and he's
Probably shoot you here. I would probably shoot you here. I would probably shoot you here.
So let's get back to the ROE because I just want to make sure this isn't vague. So basically, you know, they told us, and they said that that we would allow them to take these trees, right? The hazard trees. They defined it. It says. Hazard tree, it says right here, you know, we can give them the right to take these trees, you know. Hazard trees as defined below. And so they defined them right here. Hazard trees or wildfire trees are so damaged by the fire that the structural integrity is compromised and that pose an immediate threat of falling. Okay, so again, we just saw that that was the issue here. You know, these hazard trees are being left right there. This hazard tree here. Oops. Yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Here you go. Let's talk to this guy. Here's a contractor here. Where'd that young man go? Where'd that young man go? Tell the American people what's going on.
They're still in our fucking lumber here. They burn it, Now they come back and they fucking take it. All right, they take all these fucking money trees right here, but they don't want to take these little sticks, right?
Yeah.
Those trees weren't gonna hit no power lines. That tree ain't gonna hit no power lines. So what's the difference in taking these ones and getting rid of these ones for the people?
Can't make
of
any
the
money
park?
off.
You can't make no money off of it.
Yeah. So I'm not the only one that sees this
Nope.
thing, and
Nope.
what's wrong with the rest of the country? What's wrong with all the residents up here that are like cowering?
They're
like
shocked.
that?
I mean, they've lost like everything. They lost
Yeah, but
all
they're
their
coming
property
in.
value. They have no property value.
You know, they're stealing our trees, man, and
I would probably shoot you. 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 I would probably shoot you.
there you go. There you go. Yeah, I mean, my God. So anyways, they're taking our trees. They're not taking the trees they said they would take. You know, it's just a shame that they're doing this, and we can't do nothing about it. Anyways, I'm gonna edit this video and upload it. It's a sad day. Oh yeah, no, I wanted to, the ROE. Let's get back to the ROE again. Let's get back to those guys. ROE. So, you know, hazard trees, we know that what a hazard tree is, and we know what isn't a hazard tree. The ones they're taking are not hazard trees. They're stealing trees, and of course, we have a Constitution right here, a Fifth Amendment, takings clause, nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. And it even talks about, in understanding the provision, we agree that it is helpful to keep in mind the reasons behind it. So you can go to the constitutioncenter.org, you know, and they talk about this. The takings clause, okay, we agree that the clause is intended to uphold the principle that the government should not single out isolated individuals to bear excessive burdens, even in support of an important public good. When this happens, the payment of just compensation provides a means of removing any specific burden. Armstrong versus the United States, 1960. This is called well-established law. And although public officials have immunity, you can abrogate immunity if you can prove that the law is well established. So, like, I talked to a person in the county, and they said, "Well, I'm not a constitutional expert." When I told her, "Well, you guys are stealing my trees. You didn't pay for them, and you're stealing my trees." And she said, "Well, I'm not a constitutional expert. You know, like when, let's say I get shoplifting. I'm shoplifting. I steal something. Some cop comes up to me and says, 'Hey, you stole it.' Well, I'm not a law expert. I didn't know." I mean, that's ridiculous. So, and that's what county officials do is they fundamentally misconstrue. They lie, they cheat, and they steal, and they take your property. And I would say I don't see any county officials in El Dorado County helping us at all. "Oh, I wrote a letter to the president. Oh, I wrote a letter." No, so you have to do what's called you have to challenge it in court. You have to take it to the court, and you can they do it all the time. I mean, Biden is doing it with Trump. Trump is doing it with Biden. The board of supervisors has to do it with Steve. But they won't do it because they're getting something for it. Otherwise, me and you wouldn't let our neighbor this happen to our neighbor unless she was this guy, unless she was this guy here. Let's see, this guy right here, right? Unless you was him, right? Is that what you would do if you was this guy right here?
I would probably shoot you. 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 I would probably shoot you.
Anyways, so this very very heated debate, at one point, and I said, "No, I'm just exercising my free speech. I'm no danger to you." I told them I surrender. Testing. Who knows what that was? Anyways, I surrendered to him. I said, "No, you guys are occupying my land. You're taking my trees. Oh, you signed the ROE. $200,000, $300,000 worth of my trees." I said, "No, I didn't say that. I didn't say. Where does it say in the ROE, right?" And really, I'm not a violent person. I can't do nothing about it. I'm just shocked that they're violent people. Listen to this. Listen to how violent the FEMA people are. Here's how violent the FEMA people are. Good God Almighty. Here we go. Here we go.
shoot you. I would probably 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 shoot you. I would probably.
Okay, so that's my nightmare. And again, let's get back to the ROE for a second. Good old ROE, I pull it up on this computer too. And so let's look at, the guy was saying, well, I'll just leave and you can pay for your own cleanup. And it's like, reimbursement, wildfire generated consolidated debris removal program under the consolidated debris removal program is provided at no direct cost to the owner. Now the word direct means it is unambiguous. There is no cost. No, it is not an ambiguous claim. They can't say, why did they say direct cost? Why didn't they just say cost? They said direct cost. And that's what direct means. There will be no ambiguous cost because direct means not ambiguous. It is unambiguous. There's no confusion there. And especially when the cleanup costs, I don't know, let's say the cleanup costs $80,000 for the one piece of property that had the one house on it. And they're charging me 200 trees let's say a minimum of 1,000 trees. That's 200,000. But I sell 40 foot of trees. Cedar trees I can get $3,000 for. Two 20 foot sections, even more. So there was no cost to us. So they can't. I mean, this whole thing is a complete fraud by the U.S. government, stealing our trees. And again, I just want to emphasize, it's a dangerous world we live in with our own government saying stuff like this.
I would probably shoot you. I would probably shoot you. I would probably shoot you. I would probably shoot you.